Hello everyone, this is Peter, and I'm going to play some music really quick while we open. Today we're going to be talking about the recent court case that Roaring Kitty, Melvin Capital, and all the other folks had in front of Congress during the week. This is your weekend update. We're also going to be talking about the Michael Burry. Michael Burry, for those of you who don't know, he shorted the real estate mortgage indexes, in a sense, back in 2008, and he made a killing. And right now he is exposing himself to, get this, for clean energy, nuclear power. Very interesting stuff. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to go through the jobless claims. We're going to go through the United States unemployment. But first and foremost, this is probably one of the most interesting sides. Representative Sean Cast was interviewing the CEO of Robinhood, Vlad. And, there's all this stuff about Vlad and him saying that he has his deepest condolences with the families of the family who basically lost their son during the time that he ultimately killed himself because of, unfortunately, a misreading of how much money he owed to Robinhood. I'm sure you all have heard the story. I'm not going to go into it. It's pretty sad. However, they're saying that they're going into, like, Robinhood has said that they are pretty much pushing themselves to have more customer support, because one of the main things that happened with this young fellow is that he was trying to reach out to customer support. And for those of you who have Robinhood, and they don't have a phone number that you can call that you can immediately get assistance or get some answers and find out exactly what's going on with your account. So Representative Sean Cast was saying, hey, you're saying that you have a call center. Now you have a call number, but listen, like, it's not really doing the job. So let's go ahead and watch exactly, because he ends up calling them in the middle of the congressional hearings of this whole fiasco that's been going on with Gamestop and, Robinhood, Melvin Capital, Citadel. It's pretty wild. So check this out.
I think got an exposure, and I call your helpline now. Let's call and let's listen in the time we have remaining to what I'm going to hear on the other end of the phone.
Thanks for calling Robinhood. Please visit us at robinhood.com or on our app for support. If you have an urgent trading need, please make sure to include details of your order when reaching out. Thanks and have a great day.
Mike drop right there. He literally called them during the congressional hearing, and all the Robinhood, people had to say was go and refer to us on the app and send us an email. For someone who's freaking out, especially like this young fellow who committed suicide, unfortunately, who had what's said with margin $700,000 that they said that he owed to Robinhood, to get that kind of phone call, even if it does, because look, it's just about prevention from this happening again, right? That kind of phone call is not helpful at all, as you can see. And it proves the point that there is a fundamental misunderstanding with the Robinhood team, and also a little bit of opaque and insincerity with the team there. Also, there are many other aspects. Vlad has stated that there wasn't a liquidity concern when they basically had to pay out $3 billion to Citadel to cover the GameStop positions. So they had to cancel people from buying the stock, which in turn made the stock go down, GameStop go down. But they were able to sell, which makes the stock go down as well. Because when supply and demand, if people are selling something, in large parts, basically what ends up happening is the stock value or the value of anything goes down. That being said, when you're not able to buy something, which when you buy something, typically that raises the price because more people want it, then that affects the stock price as well. So this was quite an interesting court hearing. That was the first day. I believe that happened on Thursday, February 18th. So that's the first story. Now let's get right into the second one. And with all the information that you basically picked up, do with it what you will. Okay, so unemployment claims. So right here, this is a Yahoo Finance on Thursday of every week. Pretty much what happens is the federal unemployment, which is the whole United States, reports like how much unemployment happened, how many people reported saying that they were unemployed, the subsequent weeks. And pretty much 861,000 Americans filed for new unemployment claims. This was what happened on February 18th, everyone. So for those of you who don't know, now you know that and for those of you to give you some perspective, initial jobless claims week ended February 13th, 861,000 versus 773,000, which was the expected, and upwardly revised to 848,000 during the prior week. So pretty much we're moving up. More people are claiming that they're unemployed, and that's not a great sign. However, we do have good news in regard to the coronavirus cases. Coronavirus cases have gone down, though people are still unemployed. So this is what has led Janet Yellen, the new Treasury Secretary, to emphasize the need for that 1.9 trillion in stimulus. Whether you agree with that or not, it's still good for the markets. So we had a good pump on Friday in the markets, but it ended up going down. I mean, probably because Texas is not necessarily it's just they're dealing with real serious things with this weather surprise and, not having electricity. So that's a big part of the United States that isn't active in the market. So that might affect the way that the market is performing. And that might explain why we see that the market has gone down this week. That being said, the market is definitely reacting. We don't know. I just want to let you know that jobless claims were pretty surprising, of February 13th. Now, they were released February 18th for the week of February 13th. So we'll see what comes out next week, Thursday. Okay, let's get to the next story. Michael Burry. He appears to shift focus to clean energy via nuclear energy. These are some of the tickers he's checking out. That's pretty interesting. Let me go ahead and log into my TD Ameritrade, my Thinkorswim, so we can look up these stocks and see how they're doing. Okay, everyone, so I pulled up my TD Ameritrade really quick. These are some of the stocks I'm watching, but let's pull up some of the stocks that he's paying attention to. URA. So let's see, ticker. Let me actually just make it like 1 or 2. All right, so for sure, let's do URA. So URA has been around its lows for, let's see what time frame this is. This is for let's see the past 10 days. Past 10 days. So it hit a high of $20.70 and around it looks like so this was Friday. It hit after hours high of 19.8. So getting back to that high that we recently had back in, I don't know what day that is, but that is February 17th. So February 17th, and it looks like on February 19th, on Friday, after hours, it got to 19.7. So URA got a pump up, probably because Michael Burry is saying he's interested in URA. Let's see URNM. So let's just do one. Actually, let's do one at a time. So URNM. So it hit a high of 61.67 on the 17th. Looks like nuclear energy was doing pretty well on the 17th of February. And after hours for the 19th, it hit a high of 57.46. Pretty good. It's coming up. So it took a dip around the 18th, and now it's coming back up. So, hey, it's an interesting trade. I'm not recommending any of this stuff, but this is what Michael Burry is doing. Let's look at NLR really quick. NLR as well. Well, it hasn't really taken a huge spike up. Could be an opportunity. It hit a high of $51.13. Now it's at $50. Not too much of a dip. Let's look at the 20 days real quick. 20 days. Okay, yeah, it's pretty slow mover. I mean, relative to the other ones. 180 days. Yeah, it's been steadily going up though. I mean, hey, that's interesting. So, why is Michael Burry going into nuclear energy? I mean, there's a lot of arguments, especially during this Wall Street Journal article that he referenced on his Twitter, which is pretty much saying that, yeah, it's cheaper and it could be cleaner. I mean, the deposits for nuclear energy are really not that terrible because you can just hold them somewhere for a while. You can bury them, and then after 100 years, they're radioactive as they were when you first dug them out of the ground. And they don't really cause much carbon emissions. So let's see, nuclear energy ETFs invest in companies involved with the uranium mining industry and construction of nuclear power facilities, the generation of electricity from nuclear sources, and service providers of the nuclear power industry. These are ETFs. Okay, I didn't know that, but these are ETFs, the URA, URNM, and NLR. So it's good. You get some exposure to all these nuclear power plant type energies. So Michael Burry appears to be bullish on nuclear energy. He links his post to the following Wall Street Journal article. His tweet said, if the government is going to spend $2 trillion, there is no better use than converting the U.S. to nuclear. Granted, hey, I kind of agree with him on that. Nuclear energy is pretty efficient. It's relatively safe, and, it's, like I said, it's pretty efficient. It won't really, if there, what happens with solar panels and, wind turbines, if there's no sun and there's no wind, then you don't really have energy for a long period of time. So, hey, kudos. So Michael Burry going into nuclear energy. And last but not least, I thought this was pretty funny. This is a scam that I saw. It's just, basically it says Trumpcare. Did you miss your open enrollment? You may qualify during special enrollment period. Loss of health coverage from employment, recently married or divorced, birth, adoption. It kind of looks legit. Obviously, there's no such thing as Trumpcare. So are you ready for 2021 new Trumpcare? Find the best plans that fits your budget. It's, let's see some of the comments here. Got this in my email. I have no idea what kind of game this is. They are probably targeting people who are right-leaning. Trump cares. Yeah, it's just all this stuff. Oh, man. Worst scam attempt ever. I'm giving away $10,000 to every person who visits this page. Is someone trying to be like Mr. Beast. There's a lot of scams out there. It's, let's see what this scam is. PayPal, we have limited your account. Oh, I've got these text messages. They're so annoying. Please visit our, never click on those. Close it, pussy. That's what this says in the text. So never click on these links. They're not good. And usually if someone's trying to scam you, threaten your life or your family, just because they have an address or whatever, doesn't mean they're actually going to do it. So, be aware of these scams. So, anyway, I'm going to end the show here. I hope you enjoyed this weekend update with Peter Vivas. Please don't forget to subscribe, like the video, comment. I'm going to be doing these more frequently in the weekends. This is Saturday, February 20th. This is for the week that we just went through. Like I said, we had a crazy week in the markets. Let's look at the SPY index just before we go. I mean, look, we really started treading down these past couple weeks. We had a high of 395,000, and now we're down to 390. Not too bad. Still optimistic. We have stimulus coming. Let's go. God bless. Let's see if Jay Powell pulls through for us. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.